Now, I recently got sent some golf clubs to test that were in a little bit of a funny packaging. And I thought, this looks very, very interesting. And then I took the packaging off and I thought, this looks very, very interesting. Now, I'm very, very lucky in what I do in that I get to test the latest and greatest golf clubs, and that isn't foreseen by me. I really, really appreciate that. Some of them, I get them, I think, oh wow, I can't wait to hit that. Others take a little bit of time to warm to. This one I took out of the bag and I thought, you know what, that looks very interesting. I'll use that word again. Then I put it down at the golf ball and I want to show you this angle, because this is what really got my appetite going to hit this brand new Vega Mizar Max driving iron. It looks absolutely stunning. I've never seen an iron or a driving iron sit this nicely at a ball. It looks so industrial. It's right down my street. I have here the 3 iron. You can see there it says 17 degrees of loft. So let's call it what it is. It is pretty much a 2 iron, isn't it? And I quite like that. I like a good 17 degree lofted driving iron, especially with a steel shaft, because I feel like I can just work it nicely. Say if I wanted to play this shot. Oh, stop it. That felt perfect. Absolutely perfect. And if we look at the turf interaction, like there's not many things that get my juices flowing this much, but that turf interaction with the driving iron, you can see the ball was on that T-peg. We've got a nice delayed shallow divot, and I'll show you that ball flight again, because realistically, I very rarely deal in the realms of perfection. It's like once in a blue moon, and I'm not a Man City fan, so for me to say that, can we hit a nice high one now with this driving iron? Versatility is going to be key here. Oh yeah. And what I love about that is it's easy to move left to right. That's another perfect tee shot down. It's quite a difficult hole, this. If you look at the aerial footage that I have got, it does narrow up. There's bunkers on the left, so you certainly don't want to pull it. There's out of bounds all the way down the right hand side, so especially if you're hitting a low lofted driving iron, the last thing you want to do is overwork it to the right, so it does narrow down a bit. I would hit driver here straight over there, but there are certain times of a year that you just want to get something like this out there. It just looks so good. Like, it's got a little bit of a wider sole than you would anticipate, even covered in grass. I'm really struggling to think how we could make this look better. Often when I test clubs, I do think that, I think, how can we make this club look better, feel better, perform better? I'm struggling with this one. I love how sharp, oh, I really had my finger off there. I love how sharp this leading edge is as well. You look at that close up and it's a really sharp buffered off leading edge, which is obviously helping me with this turf interaction. I imagine if you did get a bit steep on it, you maybe wouldn't like it as much. Can I play a draw? We've played 2 perfect shots, what I wanted so far. I mean, it's not a draw, but it is arrow straight. Again, the turf interaction's beautiful. We've nearly took the post out of the ground that we're supposed to be aiming at. I've hit 3 shots from this same T-peg. I don't want to bore you too much about grass and dirt, but I'm absolutely buzzing with that. And it is a funny one with Vega at the moment, because it almost feels like they are a sleeping giant that's almost being woken up. I've just tested the Mizar Pro bladed irons and absolutely love them. If you want to see that review, that is either on the channel now or coming someday very, very soon. And what I loved about that is it's a gorgeous looking blade iron. Again, they nailed it with the looks and the industrial feel, but you get an element of technology in there as well with the weight bar that changes throughout the head. I know this video isn't about these, but I wanted you to see them. If you want to see the full video, I'll link it in the description below, or just hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. You won't miss them. I mean, check that out. Yes, please. Accuracy, 17 degree. That could be a club which at the right time of year you get round the golf course with, and you get the sense of I've absolutely ripped it every time you hit it, which I think if you're breeding confidence on something like that, you absolutely want to have that. The other 2 are just up here on the right hand side. They're just past the corner, so they're the perfect distance for this hole as well. Do they do it in like a 15? Imagine 15 degree. Right, after that showing on the first hole, I'm not going to lie, I am on their website, just going to price one up to be honest. So the Vega Mizar Max driving iron is the flagship model in terms of maximum forgiveness and performance. It features a 2.8mm titanium face, $332. You can get it in a 2 iron, as you can see. What shaft options can we get? You can go Shimada, which is kind of Vega's partnership brand. We can go graphite white. That'd be amazing, wouldn't it? I do quite like the feel of it in the steel though, if I'm being honest. I'll stay with the steel if I was going to order one. It is a 2-iron, so it must be kind of 15 if the 3-iron is 17. Stiff shaft it would be. Do you want to pure the shaft? Why not? I'm a huge fan of pured shafts. If you remember a while ago I went out to Germany and saw just how much of a difference that can make. Oh, we can select the line angle on here. I love this about the website. You can select all the things that you want, and then you can go lots of different ionic grips as well. So you can go different colours. I'd probably stick with the green actually. I quite like the green grip that's on there. Plus 1 layer, just 1. Add to cart. How much is that going to set me back with the pured shaft? Oh, I've added 2 to the cart, have I? What's in my cart? $395. I mean, that certainly is expensive. I mean, it's definitely not cheap, is it? Oh, we've got a T-peg here from earlier. But you're never going to get a cheap product with Vega, are you? Vega are one of those brands that are very much a premium brand. And if you do look at the craftsmanship that goes into this head, I would anticipate it would be, I mean, $400 is quite a lot, isn't it, for a driving iron? Can you put a price on a feeling like this? That is honestly so good. You might all know, guys, I despise this hole off the tee, and that, right, I'm going to have around 165 yards in from there. If you look at the flyover on here, water left at driver distance. I always hit driver on here though because I feel like I've got too far left in. I've never thought about hitting a 3-iron. That was again a lovely little fade shot. Can we play the low one here as well and get it chasing? I feel like Tiger Woods with this. I know that's a very bold statement to make, but again, if we talk about enjoyment of use and feel and sound, and again, I'm going to say it, guys, turf interaction, it's actually perfect, and there has to be something in this, because I usually take nice divots, but not like this crisp and clean. Is it something in the industry behind this and that sharper leading edge that does that? You can see the face is kind of protruded away from the club, and even off the floor, if I just hit one next to here, I don't feel like it's overly difficult to launch in the air. You see, I've not taken a divot there. It's launched nice, it's fading again. If I have a club that I know is going to launch high, go around 210 and fade, that changes golf for me forever. There was a rumour I might be ordering the irons. This might well find its way on the order sheet as well. It's already in the cart. Not sure if I need to spend $400 though. So again here, it's some nice shots down the fairway. The second two aren't as far as the first one that we hit. I'll show you where that is and what we would have in. But I certainly feel like that is an option. If you do beef up, if you get it in a 2-iron, it might move a little bit more for you, might not be as quite forgiving because it's got a little bit less loft on it and the shaft length will be a bit longer. But like from here, even here to be honest, you're much better off being here than you are in that lake that I do so despise. You can see the other balls up there, quite a long way further up there actually, in the left-hand rough just, and then we have the final shot just there. This must be the one off the turf actually, it is. So off the tee is a little bit more of an absolute monster. Guys, let's jump in the studio, let's see just how this club does perform for me, for ball speed, spin rate, distance, everything you want to see. I'm a little bit smitten by this. I'm not gonna lie, I'm really enjoying it, and that wasn't even my ball. My ball's actually in the fairway there, so it's even better. That was a bit of fluff. Right, studio.
Okay, so this is the packaging that I spoke about. You can see that head weighs just 246 grams, and I really like that. I like how specific it is. You get that with a lot of Japanese forged clubs. But in the studio, I really enjoyed it. I didn't actually hit it that well in the studio. I hit a couple left, a couple right, but I found that it was more forgiving than what I maybe anticipated. That's going to be down to that big kind of head and more MOI. And actually, when I got it, you can see like this ball flight here pitched well over 200 yards and was running up to kind of 250 yards. For me, for that club that it is, I really, really enjoyed it.
And it's a funny one because you know everyone seems to have an old faithful. I honestly think this could be the new faithful. We're 200 odd yards out here, and even out the rough, it seems to want to do everything that I want this club to do. It might be that wide sole, it might just be the confidence I've got with it. but that really muscles out lovely. I think that kind of leading edge and the sharpness of it certainly helps massively when it comes to getting through the rough as well. I'd be tempted to try maybe even like a more lofted one. Like, I can't believe these are actually getting up anywhere near this green from this distance. And if we really try and turn the turbo boosters on, right, we've turned that one over a little bit, but certainly you can feel the forgiveness if you don't strike it out of the middle. That one's flag high even though it's left. I must say, I've tested a few of the Vega products for this year recently, and I'm impressed. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you do smash that subscribe button if you've enjoyed this video. Let me know, would you try the Vega Mizar Max driving iron? And apart from that, I'll see you all at exactly the same time tomorrow. Goodbye.